After the breakup, I felt hollow, like a ghost haunting my own life. I was desperate to vanish, to find a place where the world couldn't reach me, where I could dissolve into the shadows and start over. So I packed my life into boxes and disappeared into the wild heart of Michigan, renting a forgotten house on Hemlock Lane. The listing whispered promises of peace and privacy. I clung to those words like a lifeline, but the house was no refuge. It loomed, ancient and weary, its porch sagging, windows hollow and black, like eyes that had witnessed too many secrets. Still, I convinced myself it was perfect. No neighbors, just the suffocating hush of the woods pressing in. Maybe this was what healing sounded like, silence so deep it rang in my ears. At night the darkness devoured the house. Only the chorus of crickets and the distant call of an owl broke the silence. Sometimes the wind would shudder through the walls, making the house groan as if it were alive and restless. Inside the air was thick and cold, heavy with secrets. Shadows gathered in every corner, stretching long and deep. I couldn't shake the feeling that the house was watching me, waiting. The staircase dominated the living room, its ancient steps groaning beneath my feet, as if each one remembered a story best left untold. Beneath it, half swallowed by shadow, was a tiny locked door, sealed with a rusted padlock. Once I noticed it, I couldn't look away. It seemed to pulse with secrets. The agent called it just a crawlspace. But her eyes lingered on the door, uneasy, as if she knew more than she dared to say. The door felt wrong, sinister, out of place, humming with a quiet menace. Why would anyone lock a crawlspace so tightly? The wood was scarred, gouged, and scratched, as if someone, or something, had tried desperately to break it open. The sight made my skin crawl. I tried to focus on piecing my life back together, but some things refuse to be ignored, especially when they sit at the center of your world, daring you to look closer, to listen to the secrets whispering just below the stairs. The first night in the old house, the darkness felt heavier than anything I'd known in the city. The countryside wasn't silent, it was alive with strange sounds echoing through the fields and trees. The house seemed to breathe and shift. Wind howled, floorboards groaned, and then came a rhythmic scratching. The sound always came from under the stairs, as if something was trapped there, waiting. I set mouse traps, but every morning the bait was untouched, and the scratching continued. One night the scratching was joined by whispers, a child's voice, muffled and pleading. I'd creep to the stairs, heart pounding, but the moment I moved, the whispering stopped. I started dreading the nights, haunted by things I couldn't see, knowing I wasn't truly alone. I couldn't take it anymore. The noises, the whispers, they all came from the crawlspace. One morning I grabbed a crowbar and hammer from the garage and knelt before the little door. The lock was heavy-duty, far too strong for a crawlspace. I pried and hammered, the wood splintering, the noise echoing like I was breaking into a tomb. Finally, the lock snapped. The door creaked open, revealing pitch-black darkness, and a wave of musty, rotten air. My instincts screamed to close it, but I couldn't. The whispers echoed in my mind. I had to know. I pulled the door open and peered into the suffocating darkness beneath the stairs. Whatever was inside, I was about to find out. And I was terrified. The crawlspace was cramped and cold, the kind of cold that seeps into your bones. The air was thick with dust and every breath tasted of old secrets. My flashlight revealed only dirt, cobwebs, and old boxes until, in the farthest corner, I spotted a dusty bundle half buried beneath broken toys. Inside was a small, leather-bound journal, its cover cracked and pages yellowed. The ink had faded, but the words were still legible. The first entry was simple. My name is Leo. My parents said we have to stay in this house for the summer. I hate it here. It's always dark. Leo wrote about noises at night, footsteps and something dragging across the floor when everyone else was asleep. They come from under the stairs. My blood ran cold as I read those words. Leo called it Mr. Scratch. The name alone sent a shiver down my spine. The last entry was frantic. Mr. Scratch wants to play hide and seek. He says I have to hide in the dark place with him. I'm scared. After that, the rest of the pages were blank. No more stories, just silence. I sat on the floor, clutching the journal, heart pounding. The silence pressed in, heavy and suffocating. I searched online. Leo Miller, missing 10 years ago from this very house. The police never found him. They never looked under the stairs. I returned to the crawlspace, searching the spot where I'd found the journal. My fingers brushed a small red toy car. A 10-year-old's treasure. I tapped on the back wall. In one spot, the sound was hollow, a false wall. I pushed and a section crumbled inward, revealing a darker space beyond. A foul, decaying smell rushed out, making me gag. This was the dark place from Leo's journal. My hands shook as I shined my flashlight inside. The truth was worse than I'd imagined. The house had hidden its secret well. But now, I had found it. And something was waiting. I forced myself to look inside the hidden chamber. My flashlight revealed small bones and a single worn-out sneaker. Leo never left. He'd been here the whole time, lost in the dark. Suddenly, a child's voice whispered in my ear, "Can you help me? I'm so scared." It was Leo, clear, desperate, pleading. I whispered back, "I'll help you." The voice changed, twisting into a guttural, mocking laugh. "You think you can help him? He's mine. And now, I know you're here too." The laughter grew, echoing through the stones, ancient and full of malice. The sad whisper had been a trap. It wasn't Leo. It was Mr. Scratch, and he had been waiting.